Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you get a chance to tune in to this very quick in conversation with. I am delighted to be joined by Beth Thomas, who is one of APA's founding PAL members. PAL standing for Psychologically Alert Level Member. And Beth is a coach who works predominantly, but not exclusively, around neurodiversity and specifically ADHD. And that's a challenge in its own right. So I just want to give Beth an opportunity to kind of let you know out there what it's like being part of APA, because it's a bit different to what you're used to, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So, I mean, first and foremost, I'll begin by saying I spent a lifetime through my lived experience of being neurodivergent myself, being permanently misunderstood, not just by others, but also myself, right? And one thing that profoundly moved me when I finally found APA was one of the real core values that you stand by, that you embody on a daily basis, which is that all people, regardless of their industry, profession, background, whatever it is, have a place and they are welcome. And when I was going through my coaching certifications, I had this idea in my head of, okay, I know I need to be certified. I know I need to be insured. I know I need to be, DBS check, and I've got to get all of these things. And accreditation was also something that was really important to me as well, making sure that I'm constantly seeking opportunities and spaces and frameworks that can hold me accountable to being the coach that I need to be as a safe person for the people I'm working with. And APRA is one of the only bodies that was prepared to recognize myself with the qualifications I had, because coaching is actually an unregulated industry. And that level of validation through that experience was incredibly valuable to me because, as I say, it was that we hear you, we see you, and here is a space for you here, which on a professional basis, fantastic, amazing. I have my PAL certification. I get to say that I'm a founding PAL member, which is amazing. And also on a human level, that commitment to saying, hey, we hear you and we see you, and there's a place for you here. It aligned with my values so incredibly much that I just couldn't imagine being anywhere else. Which sounds a little bit cheesy, right? But it is the absolute and honest truth. It means so much to me that you not only hold yourself accountable to that, but you also continuously seek spaces in which to say, okay, how can we improve this? How can we continue to serve our community and the members within it that need it? And so it's so exciting that every time I get to have a conversation with yourself or the people in the groups that, are super active, right? The sort of places online, the constant conversations and support and validation, all of it creates this incredible inclusive picture of how can we continuously hold not just ourselves accountable, but also this space to becoming, to evolving into whatever you guys need that to be, whether or not that is a framework that you guys can follow and find security in, whether or not that is mediation services that give your clients peace of mind because they have that level of security if it's needed, whether that is offering training opportunities to host groups and again further offer value to the communities. It just doesn't stop. It's always an exciting conversation and it's always an exciting space that really reflects those values.
That's absolutely beautiful to hear, and thank you so much. Um, as someone who has that neurodiverse experience, how does that play out in connection with your relationship with APA and the processes of engagement?
I mean, I think significantly, right? Because it's not something I can separate. It's something that is always going to be, has always been, will always be threaded throughout every fiber of my being. So I have to recognize that and embrace that. And in terms of how that looks in this space, in my engagements, it's that flexibility to accommodate that never ceases to move me. It really does. You know, there's been so many moments where my own challenges with, let's say, imposter syndrome and shame spirals and ruminating and rejection sensitivity might start all kicking in. And I might go, oh my gosh, I've got to reach out to these guys, I've got to ask them a question, or I've forgotten to do something. I'd love to get their insights on it. And then the minute I am doing that contacting process, all of that melts away, because it's always a, hey, lovely to hear from you and no problem at all. What do you need? How can we help? So as an example, the specialist recognition application I've recently submitted, I procrastinated it for at least 4 months. I had all of the information because, you know, everyone super efficiently sent it over to me. And then it sat there and then I got a block on it. And then a few months later, I called Dave up and I said, Dave, I'm really struggling. I want to get this in. And for whatever reason, I'm not getting this in. And the response was not shame. It was not, you know, embarrassment. It was not ridicule. It was, okay, what workaround do you need? We could do it this way. What about that? And that level of acceptance and accommodation and validation is so vital, because that is exactly what we need as we are hopefully moving into a much more inclusive and accommodating and neuro-affirming culture. And everything you do from, you know, the ground up reflects exactly that. So that is what that means. As a neurodivergent person who struggles with communication at times, that's what that does for me.
It's just I'm not often stuck for a response, but that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. I know Siobhan has spent a huge amount of time focusing on how we can make sure that that responsiveness, that flexibility doesn't break any of our structures, doesn't break any of our frameworks, but it is that flexibility that is the strength of those structures. And, you know, it works because of that flexibility. It works because of that responsiveness, not because, you know, we are, you know, we're trying to get people to jump through hoops or climb processes that don't work for them. Because ultimately, you have to serve the clients that you work with, not us. And we serve our members so they can serve. It's why the strap on the app away is supporting those that support those in need. And as a voluntary register in an unregulated arena, being able to support those in the neurodiverse community to support those in the neurodiverse community is a massive change for that arena, and it's something that APA is exceptionally proud to be able to bring to bear. So again, Beth, massive congratulations on everything that you've achieved over the last few years. Keep it up. You have a diary to die for. You really do. And I I wish you all the very best. I want to thank you for your time in sharing this. And to anybody out there who wants to know more, check the links in the description on the video. But for now, take care and I'll see you soon.